Hello everyone, welcome to GS Core. We are running into the series of current affairs to MCQs for the subject Geography for UPSC Civil Services examination. Guys, there is a very good initiative taken by GS Core of All India PT Mock Test, which is being held in UPSC simulated environment, basically an OMR based test held across 20 plus cities in India. You can scan this QR code and register yourself for the examination, which will be conducted in English and Hindi medium. For more information, visit to iscore.in website. So the first question for today is, which of the following lakes are correctly matched? Which the respective countries they are situated in? So pair 1 is Lake Baikal in Russia. So we'll be looking at this is a correct statement because this is Lake Baikal and this is situated in the Russian region. Thus the statement or pair 1 is a correct pair. Pair 2, Lake Akan in Indonesia. So we can say that the Lake Akan it is not situated in Indonesia, it is situated in some other country. So we can see the Lake Akan is situated in Japan. Lake Akan is situated in Japan. So here this statement also becomes an incorrect statement here. Lake Matano in Japan. So Lake Matano we can see it is situated in Indonesia. So this is the we can see it is the location for the Lake Matano Lake. So this is basically present in the Sulawesi or Celebes Island, which is also called as. Now the Qinghai Lake, it is situated in China. So we can see the Qinghai Lake or the Qinghai Basin, it is situated in the part of China. It is basically situated towards the northern part of Tibet and towards the central part of China. Looking at the pairs, the pair 1 is a correct pair, pair 2 is an incorrect, pair 3 also incorrect and pair 4 is a correct pair. Thus making the answer A, 1 and 4 only as the correct answer. You might have heard about the Aral Sea. Aral Sea, it is one of the most degraded lake in the world or one of the most degraded sea of the world. Similarly, the same effects are being seen in these lakes which are getting shrinked due to the increased anthropogenic activities in those regions. Next question is, which of the following statement is or are correct regarding Makassar Strait? Makassar Strait, have you heard this before? Are you aware about this Makassar Strait? So let's understand its location with the statements provided below. Statement 1, it separates Borneo Island, which is also called as Kalimantan, and Celebes Island, also called as Sulawesi. Statement 2 is, it connects Celebes Sea with Java Sea. Now, looking at the map here, we can look at the Makassar Strait, which is present between the Kalimantan or Borneo Island and the Celebes Island here. It is also called as Sulawesi or Celebes. Okay, and second thing we can see, this strait, it is connecting Java Sea and Celebes Sea. Looking at both the statements, statement 1 is also correct statement and statement 2 is also correct statement. Thus, C, both 1 and 2 are the correct statement here. This strait was basically in news for the kind of the trade which is being passing through this region, okay, which is being passing through this Makassar Strait. So it was in news because of this strait. Next question is, arrange the following islands of Indian Ocean from north to south. Okay, we are going from north direction to southern direction. Option A is or option 1 is Diego Gracia, option 2 Reunion Island, option 3 Comoros, and option 4 Scotra. Let's look at the map to understand their locations quite properly. So we can see the Scotra Island, it is present in the northernmost part of this Indian Ocean region. So putting it at number 1. Next island we have as Diego Garcia. Basically it is the part of the British territory, British Indian Ocean territory in the Indian Ocean region. Near to it there is also Chagos Archipelago. Moving towards the southern part of Indian Ocean, we can see the Comoros Island. It is present between the mainland of Africa and the Madagascar Island. So Comoros is here. And next is the Reunion Island. Reunion Island is present near the Tropic of Capricorn. It is present towards the Tropic of Capricorn, and this Reunion Island, it is also very famous for the Reunion hotspot which India have been gone through, resulting in the formation of Deccan lava plateau in this region. Okay, thus arranging them in a north to south manner, we can see the Scotra, it is on number 1, then we can see the Reunion at the number 4, then we can see the Diego Garcia at number 2 and the Comoros at number 3. Thus, moving from north to south direction, we have Scotra number 4, then we have Diego Garcia as number 1, then we have Comoros as number 3 and Reunion as number 4, thus making A statement as the correct answer here, or option A as the correct answer. Now, moving towards the next question, which of the following country is not a part of the grouping called as Pacific Pumas? Okay, Pacific Pumas is basically a group of countries which are having quite higher GDP at the current time with respect to that particular region. So here we can see in this diagram the countries or the countries of Latin America, which also includes Mexico and the Caribbean Islands region. So here we have in the group of Puma Pacific as Mexico, then we have Colombia, we have Peru, and we have Chile. Analyzing the options here, Bolivia is not a part of the Pacific Pumas. We can see Bolivia here. It is not a part of the Pacific Puma here. Thus, making statement C as an incorrect statement and the answer to the question of this part. Pacific Puma is basically in news because of the ease of business ranking they have been gone through. We can see the rankings as Chile as number 1, Peru as number 2 in this region basically, but overall ranking we can see it is also quite good, 34, 42, 43, 53 in this part, thus making them as the fastest growing countries in the Latin American region. Moving forward, which of the following statements regarding International Crops Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics is or are correct? So here we can see the statement 1, it is a non-profit organization that conducts agricultural research for development in drylands of Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. Basically, this is a correct statement. The ICRISAT or International Crops Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics, this has been launched under the Climate Smart Agriculture. Guys, climate smart agriculture is basically some of the proven techniques or proven processes through which the agriculture is being done, and here these processes are being adapted to tackle the climate change. Which is being seen currently majorly in the part of Africa, tropical countries of Asia, and tropical South America and also North America. So here we can see the ICRICASAT. It is one of the very important institute which is working on the seeds. It is working on the variety of seeds, on the genetics of seed, to understand would it be able to work on two parameters. That is, first is temperature and second is low precipitation. The temperature here it is increasing and the precipitation it is declining. But the precipitation we can see it is kind of varied. It is varied between two regions. At some regions the precipitation is quite highly increased and at some regions the precipitation is quite highly decreased. Okay. Now statement 2. India has granted a status of UN organization to ICRISAT. So analyzing this statement here, this is also a correct statement because India has been granted the status of ICRISAT by the UN organization. If we will look at this part, it is situated in Hyderabad. Its head office in India, it is situated in Hyderabad, thus making statement 2 also a correct statement, and the answer for this question is C, that is both 1 and 2. Moving towards next question, we have which among the following countries share a land border with Belarus? Belarus is a country which is a part of the Eastern Europe. Okay, it is also forming a kind of frontier region between it is Asia and this part is Europe. So here we can see this is the Belarus country and it is being surrounded by Russia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Ukraine. Okay, so these are the countries here which we can see. Estonia, which is one of the option provided in the question, it is not one of the countries which is forming border with Belarus country. Thus, this statement here, it becomes an incorrect statement. This is Estonia. Thus, the countries here we can see Russia is forming the border, Poland is forming the border, and Lithuania is also forming the border. So, the correct answer for this question is C, that is 1, 3 and 4 only. Looking at the next question, which part of the following planets or which of the following planet is called as sideways planet? Sideways planet. Sideways planet is basically a planet which is having a revolution on its sideward. Okay, from it is having the its axis of rotation. Its axis of rotation in the horizontal direction. Thus, from the following options, we can see Mercury, it is having a linear axis. Venus, also linear axis. Earth, it is tilted, but it is not sideways. Mars, it is also tilted. Jupiter, vertical. Saturn, it is also tilted, but not sideways. But Uranus, we can see, it is tilted and it is having sideward also. Thus, Uranus here becomes the correct answer for this question, which is having a sideways planet, which is also called as the sideways planet. So, this is the option A, that is Uranus is the correct answer. Moving towards next question, consider the following statements. Statement 1, Mercury has the hottest surface of any planet in the solar system. Guys, is this statement correct or incorrect? Is Mercury the hottest planet or the hottest surface it is having? No, it is not the Mercury, but it is the Venus. Two planets, Mercury and Venus, they are very near to the Sun. They are very near to the proximity of Sun. Thus, we can see there is a difference between Mercury and Venus. Mercury do not have a quite thick atmosphere. but Venus is having a quite thick atmosphere. When the atmosphere is thick, it increases the carrying capacity or the capacity to trap heat. It increases the capacity to trap heat, increasing the temperature of this planet. Thus, statement 1 becomes the incorrect statement here. Statement 2. Venus is the only planet in the solar system that doesn't have any moon. So, this statement is also an incorrect statement because Venus along with Mercury do not have any moon. Okay, they basically do not have any satellite. Moon is basically the name given to the satellite of Earth, and this is the satellite which is not present in the Mercury and Venus. Statement 3. Mars is known as the Earth's sister planet. Is this statement correct or incorrect? This is a quite very basic statement. Mars is basically, it is incorrect statement because Venus is the planet which is very similar to the Earth, and it is having the conditions which is quite similar to the Earth. It is having atmosphere which is quite similar to Earth. Thus, Venus becomes the sister planet of Earth. Thus, we can see the incorrect statements here. Option C, that is 1, 2 and 3 is the correct answer for this question. Moving towards next question. The Kilauea volcano was active recently. Which of the following statements is or are correct regarding the Kilauea volcano? Statement 1. Kilauea is the youngest and one of the most active volcano. This statement we can see it is a correct statement because Kilauea, it is one of the youngest formed volcano which has been formed on the island of Hawaii. It has been formed on the island of Hawaii. So, this is the correct statement. Statement 2. It is a shield type volcano that makes up the southeastern side of Big Island of Hawaii. If we will look at the map, so this is the Kilauea volcano and this is the region of Kilauea volcano region. This Kilauea volcano, it is basically a shield type of volcano. Shield type of volcano, how they forms? They forms when the viscosity of lava, it is very low. For example, basalt, this basaltic lava, it leads to the fluidity or increase in fluidity of this lava, making it a kind of a shield volcano in this region. So, this is the shield volcano which is present in Kilauea volcano, thus making the statement 2 as a correct statement. Statement 3. The Kilauea is part of the larger volcano that is Mauna Loa. If you might have heard about the Mauna Loa, this has also been kind of erupted, not erupted, but there was kind of smoke and some debris materials it has come out of this Mauna Loa volcano. But if we will look closely, the Mauna Loa volcano and the Kilauea volcano are two different volcanoes which are present in this Hawaii region. Thus, this statement becomes an incorrect statement, and the correct answer for this question, it is C, that is 1 and 2 only. So, this is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Crete Island in the news recently. So, statement 1. The Crete Island is the biggest island in Greece as well as in the Mediterranean Sea. If we will look at the Crete Island, then it is the 5th biggest island in the Mediterranean Sea region. And the biggest island in the Mediterranean Sea, it is Majorca. It is the Majorca. This island is present near the Spain country. This island Majorca, it is present near the Spain country, and it is the biggest island of the Mediterranean Sea. thus making the statement version 1 as an incorrect statement. Statement 2. It is one of the Europe's southernmost locations with Africa to the south and Asia to the east. This statement we can see in this diagram. This is the Crete Island. It was in news basically because of the earthquake which has occurred in this region. This was the epicenter of the earthquake that is on the Crete Island, and it has also resulted in the kind of feeling of tremors in the Asia and the Europe region. Thus we can see the vicinity of this Crete Island, it is very near to the Europe, it is very near to Asia, and it is also very near to Africa. Thus it can also be said that the Crete Island, it is having the closest vicinity to Africa, Europe and also Asia. So this statement, if we look at, it is one of the correct statement here, thus making the answer as B2 only as the correct answer for this statement or for this question. Okay, so guys, reminding you about the very good initiative of All India PT mock test, which is basically an OMR based test which is being set up in UPSC simulated environment at the schools, which is taken as the test centers. This is being held at almost 20 plus cities across India. For example, you can choose your nearest city as Bhopal. If you are living in the nearest city of Bhopal, you can also choose Patna, Mumbai, Raipur, Ranchi. So according to your state, you can see the cities and the closest city which the center is there. You can go to the center, you can register yourself by scanning this QR code and you can take the examination. This examination is being held in English and Hindi language. The next paper will be on 30th April and 10th May. The registration fee for this test series, it is quite low, and you can have a quite bigger benefit of this taking test. So guys, for more information, you can call on this number or you can visit this website, that is iscore.in. So guys, see you in the next lecture. Bye bye, take care.